A dark trade-off that a lot of high-performing men have to face is that the focus on being a good person is a distraction. At a certain point, they realize that being selfish and focusing on creating the legacy they want is going to create a far bigger impact than pleasing individuals or being too politically correct.
A good man isn't a nice man. In many ways, a good man really isn't a nice man. It takes a lot of dark triad characteristics to be a good man. Sometimes a man has to be violent, non-forgiving, harsh, aggressive, formidable for the good of the people around him, or just for himself. And a man who does what has to be done cannot please everybody, cannot validate everybody, and will not bend to the emotionality of women.
Which ultimately makes them care less about people's feelings and care more about making a difference.
Women are biologically and unconsciously attracted to men who display dark triad behaviors. It has never been the nice guy throughout human history that has had the resources for her, had the wisdom for her, had the protection for her, had the comfort and security for her, or the guidance for her. It has always been the man who is willing to do what needs to be done, the man who does not feel the need to please others. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. There are many nice guys in hell and quote-unquote bad guys in heaven.
We're all self-absorbed. We all have a touch of narcissism. So get off this idea that there are just some people out there.
Right.
It's in all humans. So, don't be so judgmental.
The ones who are judgmental are the ones who deny aspects of themselves. Everybody, man and woman, has a powerful dark side, but only few people actually acknowledge this, embrace this, and harness this. Most people deny this. And because they deny the dark aspects of themselves, they deny up to half of their personality, making them what I call half humans. These half humans are unattractive, boring, insecure, self-conscious, inauthentic, without a clear sense of identity. Because they deny every aspect of themselves which is dark, they believe themselves to be good and project everything bad about themselves onto others. So they believe everybody else to be bad. Because of this, they are either the protagonist or victim in their story, no matter what happens. They cannot be the antagonist, bad guy, or villain, no matter what they have done, because they have convinced themselves that evil and darkness is outside of themselves. Now, the irony of this is that most of your superpowers, most of the things that make you unique, special, different, impressive, exist in your dark side. Your aggression exists in your dark side. The ability to not be exploited, the ability to make something of yourself, to be everything you can be, exists in your dark side. The light side exists to control your dark side. And another thing that is very ironic about all of this is that true evil in this world always comes from those who think that they can do no evil. Like, follow, and sign up to my 101 coaching. Another thing that is so interesting about all of this is that when you deny your dark side, when you avoid your dark side, when you repress your dark side, it doesn't dissipate into thin air. No. What actually happens is that you project all of this darkness onto the world and onto other people. You project this darkness onto what you believe to be the intentions of other people. So what actually happens, and the consequence of this, is that the individuals who do this, they actually develop a very negative evaluation of things, of the world, a very negative evaluation of other people. And it exposes you, because this is what makes you anti-seductive. This is what makes you unattractive, and this is what pushes people away from you, right? The individuals who are actually able to acknowledge their dark side, well, first of all, these are the individuals who actually get to work on their dark side, and these are also the individuals who have a positive evaluation of the world, a positive evaluation of others, and a positive evaluation behind the intentions of others. So ironically, the only positive individuals you encounter and you meet, the positive individuals that you're attracted to, these are actually individuals who acknowledge their dark side, take ownership over their dark side. They come up with solutions and they come up with greater perspectives and greater evaluation of themselves and of others. The people who believe themselves to be entirely good are also the people who believe others to be entirely bad. This is a kind of split, and it's a flaw in the character of these individuals. This is the reason why it's the people who see themselves as so good and so morally superior. These tend to be the individuals who see others as so bad and so morally inferior. So they develop a negative evaluation of the world. These people come across as very judgmental. These individuals are unable to develop empathy. They're unable to develop empathy, right? And because they're unable to develop empathy, they're unable to make accurate predictions of the world, of other people, and even their own selves, right? Empathy grants you the ability to develop understanding. And they come across as very judgmental because they split the world up through the lens of good and bad, good and evil. But they always place and position themselves as good, right? While simultaneously always placing others as bad, right? So they come across as very, very judgmental. This develops an me versus you mentality, or if you was to look at a macro level, this develops a us versus them mentality. This is also the mechanism that creates a victim complex, right? The pathological inclination to see themselves as so good, right? And to see others as so bad. So what happens is when you go through the trials and tribulations of life, the inequalities and injustices of life, because you see yourself as so good, and you see everything else, the things that you can't understand, the things that you can't emotionally connect with, the things that don't feel good, because you see all of the things that you don't understand as bad, this develops a victim mindset. You know, you perceive all of the things that happen to you as bad, right? And you see yourself as like this only pillar of light in this very, very, very dark world. To other people, you come across as very, very judgmental. There are only two ways to understand your environment. There are only two ways for you to understand the things happening outside of you. There are only two ways for you to understand the world, right? And you can either understand the world sympathetically or you understand the world empathetically. The individuals who are empathetic, the masculine, these are individuals who take ownership of their own dark side. And because they take ownership of their own dark side, they don't project it onto everybody else. This frees them up. This frees up their capacity to actually understand their environment accurately. And when you can understand your environment accurately, you can begin to develop mastery. But the individuals who don't take ownership of their own dark side, they never actually get to accurately understand their environment. They're too busy making moral value judgments about their environment. All right. And so because they can only make judgments of their environment, they're unable to make an accurate prediction of their environment or of other people. And when you can't make accurate predictions of your environment and other people and the world you live in, then you can't influence your environment or other people in the world you live in. All right, you spent so much time being inwards, feeling sorry for yourself and telling yourself you're so good and everything else is so bad and all the things that happened to you was so bad whilst you were being so good. You spend so many years inside of yourself, you're only able to make projections about the actions and behaviors of others. You're only able to make projections of the world and of your environment. This is very feminine. And I see so many men who are like this. And these are the same men who struggle to make friends.
and these are the same men who struggle to influence women, right? Because as I said, these men, they don't have any empathy, just like a woman. All right. And when you don't have any empathy, you can't make accurate predictions of things. And when you can't make accurate predictions of things, you can't garner an understanding of things, and you won't develop the mastery to be able to influence things. You know, right? So what happens is that these individuals, they're very inward, right? They develop, they become very solipsistic, and they become very narcissistic. It's all inward energy. These are fellows who develop a lot of defense mechanisms. They begin to use their ego in a defensive way. These are individuals who develop a lot of coping mechanisms, right? Because they're very inward. They spend their life protecting themselves. And the worst thing that they protect themselves from is the truth. And you need the truth in order for you to, as I said, you need the truth in order for you to be able to be outside, in order for you to influence other people, in order for you to even influence yourselves, so you don't spend your whole life being inwards, protecting yourself. You need the truth in order for you to be outwards, actually affecting the world, affecting others. And when you can affect things, you can affect change, and you can influence things to where it actually works in your favor, and you can influence things where you can actually get the outcomes that you actually want in this life. And what happens is, when you have a lot of experience in successfully making accurate predictions of things and successfully being able to influence things, this gives you a positive evaluation of yourself, and it gives you a positive evaluation of the world. And it's this positive evaluation that you have of yourself that allows you to free yourself from the sympathetic chains, free yourself from the pathological inclination to feel sorry for yourself. And this allows you to be outward. This gives you an outward energy. This is what we are talking about, aura. When I talk about aura, this is what aura is. Where people get so stuck is that, as I said, they deny the dark aspects of themselves. But the dark aspects of themselves is a truth. I'll say that again. The dark aspects of themselves is a truth. Right? And what you see with individuals who deny themselves, and these people grow to begin to have a negative relationship with the truth, right? But you need the truth in order for you to reach your goals, in order for you to continue moving forward in a linear way. You need the truth in order to be able to reach your goals and move forward in a linear way. Right. And so what happens with these individuals is that because they avoid the truth and they don't utilize the truth in order to move forward in a linear way, they develop cycles. They start to move around in circles. These people experience the same things, the same misery for long periods of time. These are people stuck in cycles. These are also people who suffer with addictions. People suffer with addictions, and these are the people who continuously are stuck at the same hurdles in their life, right? You meet these people, and 10 years later, they're going through exactly the same things. They're exactly the same person, moving around in circles and stuck in cycles of different types of addictions. You know, one of the main addiction to be stuck in is the addiction of feeling sorry for yourself. This keeps you stuck, and it keeps you small, and it keeps you unable from being able to progress through life in a linear way. I see it so much with you guys in my comment sections, honestly. I see it with you guys in my comment sections. I can tell which ones of you, I can tell who's empathetic and who is concerned with understanding, and I can see who's sympathetic and who is concerned with judgment. You know, like my work, this isn't an ideological page. All right, I'm not spreading an ideology, and I'm literally relaying information and truths. I'm relaying axioms to you guys. Right? I'm literally passing information, and I can tell which ones of you are concerned with understanding because you're concerned with mastery, and understand this because you're concerned with downloading information so you can use it, so you can continue to move forward in a linear way. And I can tell which one of you guys are stuck on judgment. You guys who, you're stuck on judgment. Oh, I accept this. Oh, I don't accept that. Oh, I agree with this, but I don't disagree with that. That's fine. It's information. It's game I'm trying to pass on to you guys. It's information that has worked for me, and it's information that I am literally just spreading. Right, and if you guys wasn't judgmental, you'd be able to take this information and apply. And what information that doesn't resonate with you, then you don't need to use it. Does that make sense? Sympathetic individuals these individuals, their life's purpose is comfort, security, and pleasure. Empathetic individuals, their life purpose is understanding. You know, and so the best way for you to look at this is you've got individual, like, how do we understand our environment, right? And I'm going to give you this to expand upon your understanding of what I'm saying, right? The individuals who are inwards, right, sympathetic and can only make projections about what's happening outside of them. These are individuals who have closed their eyes. They walk through life and they walk through the world with their eyes closed. And their eyes are closed because they deny the truth. They deny so many aspects of the truth, so they have to go through the world with their eyes closed. The empathetic individuals, they go through the world with their eyes open. They don't deny themselves and they don't deny the truths. Right? They don't deny the good or the bad. They understand it and they take it as information. So their eyes are open to the world. These guys are actually able to see. But because these guys' eyes are closed to the world, these guys are only able to feel, right? So I want you to envision a blind person and how a blind person would make sense of their environment, right? They will have their eyes closed and they're feeling around the world. The things that feel good, they're drawn towards, and the things that feel bad, they avoid. All right. And so they perceive the things that make them, the things and the truths that make them feel uncomfortable, they perceive these things to be bad, right? And they avoid these things and they don't like these things. But where these guys' eyes are open, right? As I said, it's just information for them to use. This is the reason why the empathetic individuals are very competent and the sympathetic individuals come across as very incompetent. Their eyes are closed, so they understand things through either accepting things or rejecting things, and rejecting things. And it's all based around how it makes them feel, right? But these guys, their eyes are open. So everything is information that they could use to further improve their mastery. Women are very sympathetic, right? This is feminine. It's feminine to be like this. We were pretty much all like this when we were little boys, right? It's feminine to be like this. And the women, they're not attracted to men who are also like this. They are attracted to the types of men they don't understand, the opposites of them, the men who they can feel their polarity. The women are attracted to men who are empathetic. All right. And the men who have success with women, these are men who are able to actually make accurate predictions about who the woman is. These are men who are able to see behind the lies, the smoke screens, the illusions of the things that women do to literally just defend themselves and to bring themselves comfort and security. All right. These are men who are able to think for themselves and be able to actually understand what the woman actually responds to. Men who aren't just dependent on the things coming out of the woman's mouth. Men who are able to see women and see the world and see their environment, so they're able to see behind the lies and actually see what the woman is. This is the reason why the men who tend to be very successful with women, they're actually highly empathetic. But as I said, you won't be able to see women. You won't be able to see women if you deny the truth. And the truth always starts with the truth about who you are, your own darkness, your own dark side. What's so interesting about this as well is that the individuals who deny their dark sides, obviously they also deny the truth, but it makes them very one-dimensional, right? And we don't like one-dimensional people. We like people with multiple dimensions to themselves. And a human is multi-dimensional. A human is good and bad, right? But it just depends and what character is what that human being decides to do with these aspects of themselves. Does all of this make sense? Guys, please continue to support the the page, please leave a like, leave a comment, sign up for one-on-one coaching. As I said, I'm still ill, guys. I will get through to your emails as soon as possible, guys.